Joining me now is John Marcley, who takes on Jonas Ryerson next on July the 30th at NEF 48. John, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for the big
Good.
night. What do you guys have? 7 fighters from Nostos competing on this card?
Yeah, we're gonna be rolling in pretty deep because I think we've got like over 20 guys showing up because we got guys wrapping hands, helping warm up, all that stuff. So it's gonna be awesome.
What is that like just from a team aspect? I mean, this has got to be, I mean, I don't know if Nostos has ever had this many fighters on a specific card before, but this has got to be a big deal for Devin, Carolyn, and just the gym in general.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge deal. I think everyone's super excited. You're going to war with all your friends. Like no one's fighting alone. Everyone's there for you, um, which is super cool. I mean, obviously stepping in the cage, like all that work is a team effort. I wouldn't be able to go in there unless I didn't have my coaches and training partners. So I'm super glad they're all going to be there. It's going to be really cool.
And this is obviously your debut fight. What has preparations been like? How long has this been, I guess, coming for you? I'm sure you've been training for a while now.
Yeah, Devin Powell, he works us like dogs, man. Like there's like I don't know, a couple of centimeters of water on the mat when we're done. Like it looks like we all jumped in a pool. It's been a lot of work. I feel like this camp's been, almost 3 months for me. Like just going to work, coming right from work, driving an hour, going right to Nostos. Then on my days off, they're 3-4 hours, whatever. So Devin's got a standard. So it's been tough, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I see that Devin took the beard away. What prompted that? Because I borderline didn't recognize him for a second.
Yeah, it caught me off guard too. I don't know. I think I think he once in a while he wants to be fresh and clean, just switch it up a little bit. But yeah, he certainly looks different.
Yeah, baby face
Just
Devin.
just as tough without it. Just as tough without it.
No doubt about
Still
it.
beats me.
Tell me a little bit about your background, man. Like, how did you get into combat sports? What made you want to start a career in mixed martial arts?
I think it started with my dad. Like when I was a kid, he was fighting, Taekwondo before UFC, before all that stuff. And he went to a couple of islands to fight, Dominican Republic, that kind of thing. And he just got me into it a little bit with that. And I didn't really start training until I did a little bit in the National Guard. I did a few years there. And then it wasn't until after that I was like, hey, this is useful stuff. It's good for your mind. It's good for your confidence, your body. And I kind of got into it a little bit later in life because I'm 30 now. So if my dad influenced me, but not till later on, I think.
All right. And what are you doing as far as work goes? What's that work training life balance like for you?
As far as work in the gym or
No, just work outside of gym, to pay the bills and all of that. I'm sure you're doing something.
Yeah, no, I work in respiratory, I work in healthcare. So, I'll spend 12 hours at the hospital and then going for a night class or two right after. But it's good because you do 3 to 4 12s a week, and then some days I have off and I can just go to Nostos for show up in the morning, show up at night, that kind of thing, or just, two evening classes or whatever. So it's the 12 hours is a lot, but it does. I still have the time.
Okay, you're a busy guy though. It takes discipline, I'm sure, to get everything you need to get in work wise and then training wise too.
Oh, for sure. And like I said, Devin Powell, he's got a standard. So if you can't make these classes, you can't fight. So I'm, every time I have off, every Saturday I have off, I go there for, the hard sparring, that kind of thing. We've got an awesome crew that teaches some great classes, and it's just about making them.
And this is going to be a featherweight bout for you. What do you typically walk around at? What's the weight cut like?
I usually walk around about like 160, like when I'm, not training. A little lighter now, but I think most of it's water because, we sweat so much. I lose so much of it, and I'm just constantly catching up on hydration. But usually around 160, sometimes a little heavier, a little lighter, but that's usually what I walk around about.
And you got a bunch of killers at the gym there to train with at Nostos. A guy, I know he's a professional, but he fights at 145 is Nathaniel Bramard. I'm sure you're working a lot with him. Just tell me who your main training partners are when you are in there getting that work in.
Yeah, Nate's a huge asset, and he's been a big training partner for me. His wrestling is awesome. So I try to work with him as much as I can, honestly, spar with him, roll with him, all that good stuff. I work with him, Key. Key's a great fighter. He's, got some really good technical stand up, awesome wrestling. So all those guys. And then, if I drop in for regular jiu-jitsu, I'm working with some heavier competitors, and that's great too. It's going to make the real fight feel easier when, I'm rolling around with guys who are 170, 180.
What's your favorite aspect of MMA? Is there a certain discipline that you like the most?
I like jiu-jitsu a lot. I really do. I like grappling. I think gi is my first love. And then, I started getting into no gi, started getting into the stand-up. So I love jiu-jitsu. I love the ground game stuff. I'm really enjoying the stand-up though. I think the stand-up it's a whole different game, and there's always something to learn, just like jiu-jitsu. It's chess, not checkers, right? So it's yeah, I like it all, but I think if when fighting days are over, I'm gonna go right back to gi. I love how technical it is. There's so many ways to get choked, so it's fun.
And so we're about 2 weeks out right now, a little under 2 weeks from the big fight night. How are your nerves? Are you excited, or are you more nervous as the fight approaches?
The more the fight approaches, honestly, the more excited I get. It's that initial, like, you put your name in, and then like you're a little nervous because you want to get somebody. You're hoping that all this work pays off. And as soon as I got an opponent, I was like, oh, okay, this is real now. This is good. And I'm just super excited to step in there. Like I said, my training will talk for me, so I feel ready. And it's hard not to feel ready when you have such great training partners and coaches, like like Nate, like you mentioned, Key, Ross Danners. All those guys are awesome. Obviously, Devin Powell, Carolyn, like they're awesome trainers. So it's hard not to feel confident when you train at Nostos.
Well, let's talk about your opponent, Jonas Ryerson. He's 0-1. He actually lost to someone that you know pretty well, a teammate of yours, RJ. So when you look at him and you look at his style, obviously just with one fight, there's not a whole lot of tape to go off of. But what do you think about this matchup? How do you ultimately see this going?
I said in one of my quotes, like, I'm ready to take this fight wherever it needs to go, man. Like I feel good with my stand up. RJ's awesome on his feet. That kid hits hard. He's technical. He's got a great fight IQ. And I think stepping in there and having, like I said, all those great training partners and RJ to talk to and stuff, I feel good. If it ends up on the ground, I love submitting. I love jujitsu. I love to roll. So I'm happy if it goes there too. But hey, if he wants to fist fight, I'll fist fight. If he shoots in, that's cool too.
Do you have a preference as to where the fight plays out? I mean, CMBJJ, I guess, is known as a BJJ gym. I mean, with Jesse Erickson and his high level jiu-jitsu, that's someone that is one of the best in New England here. So my guess is maybe he wants to get you there. But with BJJ being your favorite discipline, I'm assuming that you would probably like it if he wants to get you there.
Yeah, I'm happy there, man. I'm happy on the ground, and I'm comfortable anywhere. Like I feel like I've got great submissions from the bottom. I've got good submissions from the top. I train with some training partners that feel really heavy, some great wrestlers. So it's I think if he wants to go there, man, like, good luck to him. It'll be a great fight. But if he wants to fist fight, I'm fine with that too.
How many tickets have you sold? You gonna have a lot of support there for your debut?
Yeah, man, more than I thought I would. Not that, it's one of those things. Not, to be honest, I don't think a lot of people go to MMA fights. I don't think a lot of people are like, think about them as an event they can go to with their friends and family. And this venue is going to be awesome. There's like, I was telling people, I'm like, hey, there's going to be like food trucks, as far as I know. There's going to be drinks, all that good stuff. So I've been inviting lots of people. I think I've sold all my tickets so far. I only asked for, I don't know, like, I think 25 or something. I already asked Carolyn for more. So I'm excited.
All right. And with the venue being outside, obviously it's at Thompson's Point. Is there any other factors that come into play for an outside fight? I mean, the humidity, it might be different than being inside if there's air conditioning. Is that something that you're taking into consideration?
You know, I haven't even thought of that. The mat might get a little slimy, but other than that, like Nostos is a sauna, man. That place it's hot. And I honestly like it. Like I thrive in that. I'm not a big fan of the cold. Even when I'm walking around at home, I rarely have the AC on. That won't bother me one bit. We'll be a little more slippery maybe, but that's fine.
You might have to worry about bugs here and there if you smacking a mosquito if they're biting
I
you.
didn't think of that. Yeah, yeah. The mosquitoes might draw more blood in there sometimes. Who knows?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah.
So as far as your goals and your aspirations as a mixed martial artist, are you trying to take this as far as it goes, or is this more just kind of like a hobby for you and you're doing it just for, maybe exercise purposes and knowledge base?
Honestly, exercise and staying in shape. I look at it more as I mean, it's a dangerous sport, right? Like it's not just a hobby. Like you can't just go in there with that kind of mindset. Like it's not a game, as much as it's like promoted as a sport. It's really, it's the closest thing you're gonna get in there to a real fight, right? So I mean, I don't have any aspirations to, fight in the UFC or whatever, anything like that. It's more just about me and my teammates, and I want to see what I'm made of. I want to get in there and prove myself. So it's I guess I'm looking at it as I'm not looking at it as a hobby going in there, but I'm looking at it as more of a journey for myself, like an opportunity for growth, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
So I'd like to get a couple in.
Very good. So are you going to try and fight again in 2022 if the opportunity presents itself?
Yeah, man. If it looks good, I'm pretty busy, so after this fight, I'm gonna give it a little time. I think my loved ones would be happy if I was out and about more with them, and being able to go to some important events, because there's sacrifice to training for sure. So after this, give it a little time, and I'd like to get in there again, I'm sure.
All right, man. Well, I'm looking forward to this debut again, July the 30th. It's just under 2 weeks away. NEF 48. John Marcley faces Jonas Ryerson. Great talking to you here today. Before I do let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where they can follow you on social media, and if you have anyone to thank, any sponsors, floor is yours.
I'm just super grateful for all my coaches and teammates, and my girlfriend for supporting me through all this. Because, like I said, it's definitely a sacrifice to training. I have an Instagram. It's at Valium Shatner. But as far as social media is concerned, that's all I got.